Morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Facebook community. Good morning, everybody. We are getting ourselves settled on this side. Welcome to Tools Are Us, Toolbox Tuesday. With me, Jaimie Monet, the High Healer. Greetings and good morning. While we're getting set up on this side, you're welcome to grab your journals and your pens. We're going to play a little bit together today. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Get your journals and your pens out. Welcome, Zoom world.
Good morning, Monet. How you doing this morning?
I'm well. I'm excited to be here with you guys. Good morning, Adam. What's we got coming in here? Good morning, Catherine. Hey, Miss Magic. Good morning, Laurencia. Marilyn. Hey, Sister Gina. Welcome, Veronica. Welcome to Tools Are Us, Toolbox Tuesday. We'll have some fun with the tarot today. Do a little exploration.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, wake up everybody community. It is so exciting, first of all, to finally be here with you guys on day 6, 7, 8. So what does coping, dealing, and healing look like for you? We are in a season of many transitions. Fall is coming upon us. We got 6 planets in retrograde, laws changing drastically, and this is just to name a few. So this morning we're gonna talk a little bit, do some activities, journal, play with some tarot cards. So welcome to my first session. My name is Jaimie Monet, also known as the High Healer. And we are going to, perfect. I will definitely put a cloth under my hand. Thank you, Coach.
Recording in progress.
And thank you for pressing the record button. So like I was saying, my name is Jaimie Monet Lloyd. I am here to talk about coping, dealing, and healing with you all today. And so like I started at the top, we live in a world that there are constantly things changing and just going on, a lot of chaos, our lives, losses, all different things that we actually experience. So before we dive in, I'm going to give you some definitions. So cope. To cope is dealing effectively with something difficult. To dealing takes measures concerning someone or something, especially with the intention of putting something right. So similar to like handling or managing something. And then healing is causing a wound, injury, or person to become sound or healthy again, alleviating distress or anguish, getting away from stress. So before we dive in, I want to get a little feedback from the community. Would anyone like to share what they think coping, dealing, and healing is, or what that actually means to them? Just a light definition. We're going to dive a little bit deeper sooner. And I can't see, so if my admin could support me here, if there's anyone that wants to respond.
So people are still getting themselves together around your question.
Gotcha.
No hands are raised yet.
Okay. All right. So I'll just keep going in the meantime. I'll also let you know that during this conversation, I will refer to coping, dealing, and healing as CDH or CDHing. So coping, dealing, and healing. I'll share what coping, dealing, and healing means to me. So for me, it means that I feel grounded. I'm at peace. I am able to deal with life circumstances or the things that come at us. I'll speak of losses the most. That's where my path on healing really started, from young childhood losses of my dad. So being on a journey to healing from being a 5-year-old little girl who wanted to heal and wanted to be whole and who wanted to be grounded, who wanted to spend time being happy and not spending time being sad. I knew that I learned what this meant before I actually knew the words cope, deal, or heal. So that's what it actually means to me. It means for me to be able to deal with what life gives me, but still keep on going. So does that help anybody respond? I think I see a response from Rachel. If I could have, Rachel, can you come up and share that? Or if I could get an admin to read that for me, please.
Okay. Yes, I definitely can.
The remix.
Lessons. So for me, what coping is just getting through like the roughest times of your life with a healing mindset opposed to a victim mindset. So a healing mindset for me is more about what the lessons that you gained from the situation that happened and occurred versus why me, and not leaning towards unhealthy habits while going through it, trying to stay away from the things that could actually hinder our growth versus helping our growth. And I am complete.
Thank you. I love that, Rachel. That was actually really perfect. Perfect. From there, first off, she's gone already, but it was really good to hear your energy and voice. I have missed you. And with that, we are going to go into activity number 1. So
Jaimie?
Yes.
Before you go to activity number 1, can you redefine again cope, deal, and heal? That's being asked in the chat.
I sure can. Thank you so much. So we'll start at the top with coping. So coping is to deal effectively with something difficult. Dealing is to take measures concerning someone or something, especially with the intention of putting something right. So you could kind of look at that like managing and handling. And these words are very interchangeable and very close to one another. They just all have a different level of energy in them and how we're actually processing things. And then healing is the actual taking that coping and dealing and elevating it even higher. So that would be causing a wound, injury, or person to become sound or healthy again, allowing ourselves to alleviate distress or anguish. So kind of minimalizing a stress response. And any other questions before we dive into activity 1?
No
And
questions.
No, that's it.
all right, thank you. And I welcome anyone in the Facebook community. You're welcome to continue communicating through Sister Cheryl, or you're also welcome to join us in the Zoom space. All right, so for activity 1, if you could get your journals and your pens, we're going to take 3 to 4 minutes to answer the following questions. So 1, what does CDH mean to you? So coping, dealing, and healing mean to you? Question 2, what does CDH look like to you? How does it show up for you in your life? And question 3, where and how does it show up in your body? And I'm going to model this before we dive in. So what does CDH mean to me? It means happy. It means grounded. It means feeling at peace. It means my well-being. It's my wellness. It's my mental wellness, my spiritual wellness. What does it look like to me, and how does it show up for me in my life? It looks like me being here today. It looks like me doing the work to get rid of the stories, to stop claiming that I'm not a morning person, and showing up to be with this amazing community, to not just be in the background, either leaving messages later or just watching a replay. It means me showing up, living loud, proud, and having some fun, and fellowshipping. How does it show up? That's exactly how it shows up. It shows up with me being my most authentic, best, doing my best, being my word self. And where and how does it show up in my body? So when I'm not coping, dealing, and healing well, my gut is burning up with fire. My solar plexus in here is just like, just all like knotted up. I also get pain in my lower back when I feel any type of anxiety or stresses. And it really shows up in my eating habits. When I am not coping and dealing or healing, I am eating anything and definitely not being conscious of it, and almost being abusive with it. Shows up in a higher intake of alcohol. And that's the way it shows up. And then that can show up in many different ways. So I'm going to put some time on the clock here. And do we have any questions before we go into the activity? Any clarity needed? Right?
No questions at the moment.
All right, perfect. And I'm going to start the 4 minutes now. All right, we have 2 minutes left.
For anyone just entering, Jamie, would you share the questions just at this point?
Sure. All right, perfect. So we have 1 minute left and we are answering the following 3 questions. What does coping, dealing, or healing mean to you? What does coping, dealing, or healing look like to you? And how does it show up for you in your life? And where and how does it show up in your body? Right. And coping, just to share, we have about 45 seconds left. And so the definitions again are: to cope is dealing effectively with something difficult. To deal is to take measures concerning someone or something, especially with the intention of putting something right, similar to handling or managing something. And heal is causing a wound, injury, or person to become sound or healthy again, alleviating a person's distress or anguish. Right, that has us at time. And the questions are in the chat box. So for anyone that may have just joined, you're welcome to answer those questions or request them again if needed. And if I could get 2 volunteers to share. All right, Amelia.
All right, Amelia has her hand raised. And you want another person, is this at the same time?
No, we'll start with Amelia first.
Okay.
Good morning, Woo.
Greetings.
Good morning, everyone. So coping, dealing, and healing, what it looks like for me is right now walking. I was just taking a morning walk with my mom, and it's part of my practice to get us to work on some of the things that may come up in our day-to-day dynamic. It looks like for me being resilient in the face of whatever life brings to me, and life is continuously bringing things that causes me to kind of question and causes me to kind of reflect inside. My coping is my morning sunrise walks, where I pray and I meditate and really do my gratitude journal. Healing for me, I kind of acknowledged to my community, my spiritual community, that I want to stand in the place of healed Amelia. And I've been working towards that in the last few years, just recognizing that there are things that have come up in my own experiences that I hadn't addressed or healed. So in my desire to move to that healed Amelia, I find myself being drawn to the places and spaces that allow me to share my authentic truth without the feeling of being judged, or just without the feeling of being judged. Oftentimes that when I'm reflecting on something or working on something that I want to heal, it shows up in my abdomen area where, I feel that churning of the emotions. So that's how it shows up for me. And thank you for this conversation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the full response. I got so much juiciness from that. So I have this saying that I'm like, it's not just my saying, but the add-on is what I say is mine. And it's like, this too shall pass. And then there's some other shit around the corner. So when you said about life and how it's just basically always something, that was really, I think, when I really got clear on how, beyond not wanting to be the sad little girl, I realized that this is a part of life, these things, everything happens, everything. I mean, we have weather, there's just so much politics. There's just everyday interactions with each other. There's sexism, there's capitalism, all the isms. There's so much isms out there that, yeah, definitely we need these. So thank you so much for sharing so fully. I appreciate that. And then I also heard that we can manifest the life we want by wanting to live into the healed Amelia. So keep on manifesting, sis. And do I have someone else that'll come up and share? Hey, Marilyn, how are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. So for me, healing is taking time for myself, loving myself, and apologizing to myself. Sometimes we feel like we get so caught up in what we didn't do, what we should have done, that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay that, listen, sometimes you gotta just let things go. Put up your hands and just say, listen, it's not working out, on to the next. There was something I was reading that it's okay to just restart, just drop what's not working and just getting back to yourself and what makes you happy. The way healing looks for me is just doing things that I love, investing in myself, taking time to just get my mind right and my emotions right. And whoever doesn't like it, then that's your prerogative. That's your, for you to deal with. Where it shows up or like on my body, when I'm feeling that I'm not coping, it's in my sleep. I tend to always kind of like stay up and just, my mind just goes and it goes. And I feel like it travels 100 miles per hour. And sometimes I just gotta tell my mind to like, just shut up, shut up. It's not necessary. It's okay, just quiet. One thing that I do to heal and to kind of get my day started always is before I get out of bed, I'm on my knees, I pray, I hand my day to God. And, whatever it is, whatever will be, it's going to be, no matter how many twists and turns I take, and I just put my trust in him. And that's all I can do.
Ashe, that's so beautiful. I love that, Marilyn. I got a lot of juiciness out of that. I'm like, and the mind chatter, I definitely relate to that. It's like, so I started at the top with like, I thought I would never be here because I had this story that, I'm not a morning person. Yet last night, here I am up at 3 something, and I had to tell myself the same thing. And it's interesting that you mentioned the prayer because so I had found that I pray a lot. I talk with the Most High all day long, but I realized last night that I had gone away from that little girl and saying the Lord's Prayer at nighttime. And I actually said it right before I finally dozed off last night. And the feeling that I woke up with this morning was so much lighter, so much more grounded in the area of being ready for this. Like I thought that I was going to wake up like really anxious and really stressed out and all the stories. So I definitely relate to the mind chatter and needing to quiet it down sometimes, and having faith is what I heard in there. And thank you for your service, Teacher Shark. I see you in the class.
Thank you.
Ones.
I know this is my coping quiet time. I put on some gospel music and I just kind of get the classroom in a good vibe before they all come in, and it's just chaos.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing your energy with us.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, you guys. So I hope that everyone was able to get something for them.
Jaimie, I'm sorry. You have, 2, now 3 hands up. Do you want to continue with the shares? There's also a comment in the chat.
Do you mind reading the comment from the chat? And if everyone could drop the comment in the chat, I would like to move us on to activity 2. And then if any shares come up, and we'll have some space towards the end, hopefully to go to do some more shares as well.
Okay. So this is from Facebook, Kaisha. She says, cope, deal, and heal means being resilient to me. It's a growth process so that we become a better person when we come out of the storm. And there's a one or two others. So let me just share. Z, wait. Z says, in answering the first question, being whole and healthy to the best of my ability and constantly growing in the process. It is ongoing everyday activity. The second question, she says, it looks like awareness and accountability. It shows up most here with my wolf family. And the third question, it shows up in my throat chakra when I speak up, and in my heart chakra when I acknowledge myself, my existence, my being, and my connection to source and the whole. And
Beautiful.
a couple more, like yeah. So Lorenzia and Danny Mo also joined, chat, put some stuff in the chat. Do you want me to read, or should I hold off on that?
We can hold off, and I'll come back to it. And I'll come back to it and speak to it while they are in the next journaling activity.
Okay.
All right, so now we're gonna go a little deeper, you guys. So I am a tarot card messenger. And for those of you who are not familiar with tarot, it's a divination tool. So I basically, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not telling anybody's future. I don't, have some light in my head that's just like giving me visions. I'm not a medium. And that was not to be facetious about the light in my head at all. I use them as a information tool. I use them as a spiritual tool and as a coaching tool. So sometimes when I just am feeling things going on in my body and my mind, those mind movies are playing and I don't really know how to quiet the chatter, I'll pull a card. I will let spirit guide me to whichever deck to use. And I'll pull a card and I will just explore whatever it comes up for me in relation to the topic of the card. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to shuffle the deck and I am going to pull a card. I'm going to read the description. And then for 2.5 minutes, you're going to journal on how the card relates to how you CDH. So how you cope, deal, and heal. And how it relates to what you previously shared, either what it means to you, looks like, or shows up in your body. Not all three, but you can pick either one and just relate to that. So I'll share that I clear my cards often with sage or crystals by just kind of like circling them or laying the crystals on them at night. When you see me with my eyes closed, I am praying to the Most High to use me as a vessel for the recipient to receive whatever message is meant for them. Allowing myself to be a spiritual vessel. All right, so our card for today is one of my favorites, and it is called the Lovers. It's a major arcana card. And let me read. Oh, I love that. I opened the book and it came directly open to it. So you're welcome to meditate on the card a little bit while I'm reading the definition. And remember, we're answering how this card relates to how you cope, deal, and heal, and how it relates to what you shared previously. So the Lovers often representative of dual alignment. Card number 6 is the Lovers. This card is about love in all forms. The exposed man and woman show both a dependent and vulnerable balance. The man is fixated on the woman as the woman raises her head to the ancestors in receipt of the blessings being sent down to them. This triangular balance creates harmony. The union of these two energies produce a space fitting for enlightenment, partnership, and even romantic love. Encased between the woman's tree of knowledge and the man's fruit-bearing tree of life, the two share a balanced union that will blossom like a garden by means of inner and outer reward. Ultimately, the lovers represent conscious connections and meaningful relationships. This can absolutely reveal a soulmate connection with not just a romantic lover, but also love between those whom are close, parents, friends, sibling, etc. There is honesty, trust, confidence, and appreciation, which are all aspects of soul love and provide a place for authentic and genuine growth, both separately and in union. So I'll share for me, what automatically comes up is that I have been trying to be bold in the area of romantic connections and love life. And wanting to have a partnership that, you know, doesn't necessarily have the typical definitions, but it's just that, an amazing partnership. I've been looking at how I attract that to myself, and I've recognized that I'm not bold, that I'm not using my voice. So I'm looking at how that is not necessarily coping or dealing or healing in the area of my heart and love and what I say I want. So yeah, that's how this card relates to me. It relates in the imbalance of me asking, saying, and getting exactly what it is that I want out of a partnership. So does anyone, before I put time on the clock, does anyone have any questions or any clarity needed?
Not that was communicated. So there's nothing
Okay.
here.
Okay, perfect, beautiful. And I'll also share that this is a 6 card, and the number 6 resonates with harmony and intuition. So you can also add that to your exploration. The fact that this card is the number 6 card, and the 6 speaks to harmony and intuition. How does that relate to your coping, dealing, and healing? And I am going to put time on the clock right now. Okay. Okay, and Laurencia said, it resonates with her so much. For her, CDH looks like a healthy amount of solitude. Being alone helps her recalibrate and comes to terms with true feelings or generate new ways to process information or emotionally charged situations. CDH is tranquility. It shows up in my life by requiring me to communicate my needs with my loved ones before I dive into solitude so that I get the space I need. When I'm in alignment with CDH, feels like a weight lifted off of my shoulders and having a clear mind. Danny Moe, CDH looks like cycle of balance, coping through being gentle, compassionate, forgiving, and yes, sometimes even pacifying, because a little girl in me deserves some babying at times. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. However, not allowing myself to stay stuck in a rut by taking my storms by the reins and not being afraid to call in backup if it requires it. Being open to the nutrients that the rain brings, and oftentimes realizing that a lot of battles are not my responsibility to fight. These actions eventually leads to the healing. It shows up in my head and it feels like slowing down my racing thoughts. Ashe. Adam Epps. Healing to me means what I put in my body every day that determines how I show up in the world. For instance, it's hard to have an abundant life when a person is smoking and drinking alcohol and eating a horrible diet. Yes, yes, yes. And Kaisha, I believe we read that one. Yeah, I totally relate to the TV being a place that eats me up. All right.
Jaimie, did you, I saw you mention Taisha under your breath, sort of. Did you, I didn't catch it if you read her comment out loud.
Had you read hers? I thought that you had. You didn't read that one?
Not this one.
Okay, I got it.
I can read it.
All right, thank you.
I just didn't want to gloss over that because we can hear you speaking to it, but we don't know what it is you're speaking about. Those people in Facebook particularly.
Perfect. You can read it for me, please. Thank you.
Okay. So Kaisha, who was in Facebook, she says, CDH shows up when I don't want to do anything other than sit and watch TV. CDH shows up as avoidance sometimes. I feel guilty because I know there are some things I have to face, but I don't want to. I feel it throughout my body because my energy level is low for a short period of time. I want to add Kaisha's comment just triggered something in me, and that my coping, my CDH revolves around my staying, my following my intuition, like really following the feeling. If it doesn't feel good, then I say that's my intuition telling me this is not something that I should do. And if it does feel good, and to keep seeking that feel good. At the same time, I'm always busy. There's always something that I'm doing. And I have a friend of mine who's questioning on those things. And when I have a space, I fill it with something magically. And I don't revel in the relaxing. So even watching TV, my mind is, if I'm going to watch TV, it's got to be something resourceful. I have to get something from it. So to watch dumb TV is not something that I do. So I'm questioning, other than when I'm feeling something, I will go outside, I'll get the sun, I'll know how to do that. But then there's a place where I don't create space just to do nothing and be okay with that. I'm complete.
And what is the impact on you of that?
That I'm not sure, because I'm so used to it. And this is part of the exploration that my friend is having me look at. I don't feel like there's an impact, but there must be. The impact is that when I am in the space by myself to do nothing, it feels uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. I would offer, I was getting ready to say, so I would offer to look at the story that's created in the space. I heard a little bit of judgment on what you do with your time when you have it, and judging how it makes you feel, and just exploring whether it's story or not that has you being okay with something. So for instance, what comes up for me through your share is, and also through Sister Kaisha's share, is that, okay, so there are some times that I could justify that I am doing something for my well-being, but it's really my resistance, or it's really my fear, or it's really my anxiety of doing something. So offering to kind of look at it from that scope in there. Does that resonate at all?
It does. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing and for being open. I'm like, because you have me looking at things for myself out of both of your shares. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so our first card, the Lovers. Can I have 2 volunteers to share what came up for them in relation to the Lovers card and how you see the age?
So Jaimie Monet's hand is up, and I will pull her to the stage.
All right.
Okay, wait.
Good morning.
Hey girl, hey.
Hey, hey. Um, so the way, first of all, shouts out to you for stretching beyond your growing edge. I love this for you. The way that the Lovers card resonated for me in terms of CDH is like you mentioned, the Trinity. So I feel like coping is feminine, like just that nurture, like, you know, the gentleness, all of that stuff. And I feel like dealing is more so in the masculine, like taking action. And then the regenerative property of healing is divine. So I feel like that is the cycle of balance that I was even talking about in my share, that's what CDH looks like to me, balancing all of, like balancing my process, not staying too stuck in the coping phase for too long, and not what Kenyofu just mentioned, not staying in the dealing, like where you're always in worker bee mode, trying to, do better, and allowing the healing process to come and just going through that, like being open to that cycle of healing. And I'm complete.
Thank you. I love that. I love that, Trinity. I'm borrowing that. I'm taking that. I'm using it. Thank you, sis. That is so on point. And do we have someone else that would like to come up and share?
Your hands are raised. And
Can you pick one for me? You said no hands are raised.
Right, nothing new in the chat, but I definitely will pick somebody. And okay, there goes Catherine Sweetness' hand.
So at first it was all about sex. It was all about sex until y'all got all deep. Now it feels like my response is so shallow. However, it is true. That's what I saw. And just last night I was saying how it's been a very, very long time that a male arm hugged me, in a passionate way. Just said that last night as I was going to rest. So that's what triggered when I saw the card, and then went to identifying that coping and healing is intimacy.
Yes.
For sweetness. Yeah.
Oh.
Right. No, making a connection. Yes. So that's what came up for me. And then while you and Kenyofu were exchanging, yesterday I watched a monk was explaining how they do what they do.
Yes.
And I was so gravitated to it, and in regards to Kenyofu finding or using time or taking time to be still. They do it early in the morning, not thinking about yesterday or what they need to do today. They take time on their little simple mat that they made up and take time with that. And I thought that was pretty intriguing because of the dis-ease that a lot of us has experienced from not just trauma, but just keeping on going and not turning the cell phone off and our mind off and everything. And so I was gravitated to that simplicity. And then also recognizing in myself when I do watch TV, the nonsense, I'll just call it nonsense because it's entertaining and a distraction. So, but to be mindful of what I am doing. Am I escaping from my purpose? Am I running from elevating? So yeah, it brought up a lot for me. So I'm glad that we're having this conversation because stretching and growing appears to be what needs to be happening right now. So thank you, sister.
Beautiful. Thank you, Catherine. I love that. I just love everywhere that you went with that conversation. Because, I think that we live in such an over-sexualized world sometimes that we can lose the actual value of what sex actually means to our lives. Sex is fellowship, sex is connection, sex is joy, sex is fun, sex is exercise. Sex is fluidity and the motion and the ocean. It's all the good stuff. It's the things that keep us young. I have it that, sometimes when you see folks that are, now on their own or don't give themselves opportunities to open themselves up to love and still have human connection as they get older, start to wither away. Our bodies need this exercise. That is yoga. That is another form of yoga. So thank you so much, you guys, for the shares. We are.
Before you go on, there's messages from the chat too, Catherine Sweetness, and that's about judgment. She came in and gave this preface of what she's sharing and it being, I can't remember her word, but trivial in comparison. Cheryl says, no judgment, not even of ourselves. And Charmaine says, release the judgment of self, Sweetness. Any share, big or small, short or lengthy, is divine.
Sure.
And Adam has his hand up.
All right. Come up, Adam. How you doing this morning?
I'm good, Monet. How you doing this morning?
I'm great. Thank you.
Okay. When I think of the word lover, I think about, finding the connection within yourself, because I feel that it's important for.
Uh-oh, you're breaking up.
They, share it. Oh, you can't hear me?
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Broke up a little bit, and you broke up in the middle. Lost you right around when I think you were sharing that we have to love. You were kind of sounding like you were going into the point of we have to love ourselves to actually. And I'm not going to continue.
Yeah, what I was saying, for those that didn't hear me, being a lover is finding the connection within yourself as far as what you like and what you don't like, so you can share it with your partners or multiple partners. It's all about finding that connection with yourself first, because if you don't find a connection with yourself, then it's hard for anyone to love anybody else, and that's why I was trying to say, and I'm complete.
Thank you. Pretty dope. I love that. So knowledge and love of self can help you be a better lover. I love that. Knowledge and love of self. Did you guys hear that? Did you hear that, Miss Catherine Sweetness? Knowledge and love of self, no matter where we are. All right, super. So I know we're almost up at the 55-minute, and I may have some of you that may have to leave me for today. But I'm going to fill the next 3 minutes. Before we actually go into another activity, let's look in the chat and see what else. Anything from Facebook, you guys? Oh, I see it there. So from Facebook.
I got you, Jaimie.
Thank you.
Sure. So Stacy says, and she's in Facebook, because it's uncomfortable doesn't mean it's wrong, especially if it's something that's a positive outcome. That's a space to expand. And looking in, I think we covered all the chats, and Charmaine has her hand up.
All right, come up to the stage, bestie. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Adam just triggered that fire in me and helped me to understand where I am in my lover relationship. I'm loving myself. And I agree with him wholeheartedly. And from my experience, because I have not loved myself in the past, I've accepted love that I thought was love. However, it showed up, I accepted it, and it was not good for me. It's taken me down roads and corners and twists and turns that I didn't even need to be down. But because I am loving myself, I am a lover of myself, I'm taking this time to really get to understand who I am. What am I about? What do I like? What I don't like? What makes me jive? What don't make me jive? So when I do open up myself for that lover, I'm complete and I can express myself in my authentic self to that lover. And I will attract the lover that I want, not the lover I don't need. And I'm complete.
That part. Thank you, Bessie. That was perfect. I love the fire that you brought. Um, it, it's so important. You know, a lot of times we think that these sayings and mantras become cliche, but it's okay. Being cliche is not a bad thing. Being cliche, to me, means consistent, means that it has some validity to it. And love of self, knowledge of self is key at the beginning of all of this. How can we cope, deal, or heal if we have no knowledge of self or love for self? So that definitely all resonates. Thank you so much, everybody. I do want to acknowledge that we are at that 77:55 minute. And I understand that some of you may have to depart for the day. And if you do, I want to thank you for being here. The replay will definitely be available, and as well as my contact information. And I hope to be in contact. Oh, and I'll be back again next Tuesday. So I hope to see you guys again next Tuesday. All right, so.
We have a hand from Adam again.
Okay, come on up, Adam.
Okay, I just want to, build off of what Charmaine was saying. The problem that this country have, especially, is that we have one of the highest divorce rate in the world. So the problem that we have as a people is that we're very dependent on somebody else to find that connection for us versus finding it ourselves. And it's been going on for like at least 4 decades. Mm-hmm. So I think this generation of dependence is really, hinder on most of us as far as what we love and what we don't love. So consequently, when we show up in the world, we want to put on this mask in this fraudulent shield, what I like to call it, and say, hey, this is what I like, but deep down inside, I'm not happy with myself. That's why you see so much infidelity that goes on. You hear so much, drama about people cheating on somebody and this and that. It's like, we really have a serious problem. And I don't think we really are doing the work that we need to do. And I believe that's why I brought up that being a lover is about, finding the connection within yourself first and what you like and what you don't like. So you won't have to, be for everybody, because not everyone's going to be your cup of tea. And I just want to, put that out there, because we're too busy trying to, people please, as we were saying, as most people would say. And I just want to, build off of what Sherman was saying, and I'm complete. I'm fired up too.
I was just going to say, I feel it, and it's perfect. It's pretty darn dope. So what I'm hearing, and what I'll just kind of like sum that up in some like points for everybody, is that we started with knowledge and love of self. And what I just heard right now is that also in that knowledge and love of self, we have to find what makes us happy and not seek that in someone else. A lot of times these connections that happen out here in the world are not really built on authenticity. Sometimes they're either built on the look of someone, or the infatuation of someone, or the idea of who someone could be versus who they are today, and versus us just being happy individuals alone so that we can then be happy together. A lot of people are coming to situations unhappy, unhealed, without their CHD and without CHDing, and yeah, that's how we end up with, like you said, the divorce rates, and then we all know the extremes these days that go beyond the cheating. So thank you, Adam. Thank you, Charmaine, for that fire and bringing it. Thank you. All right. So any other questions in the chat, Kenyofu, before I go on to activity 3?
There are not.
Okay, super. So we are going to go a little deeper. So I think this morning I'm feeling the energy of the goddess deck. So we're going to use the And actually, no. We're going to energy deck first. So with the energy deck, we're going to pull a card. I'll read the definition. And we are going to explore and look at how could the energy or meaning of this card benefit you if you added it to your CDHing. So if you were to add the energy of the card that I'll be pulling to your CDHing, what would that look like? How could it benefit you? Please don't judge my shuffling. No judgment zone.
No judgment.
No judgment zone. All right. So the energy card that we have today is Journey. And the number 2. I will definitely share all of my decks before we depart today. I'll share all of my favorites and the ones that I use the most. And where they come from. And I'll also drop that. Drop that in the chats of the replays or in the Facebook group as well. All right. So the card number 2. So the number 2 resonates with balance and harmony. So the harmony is a thing today. Harmony is definitely a theme because that first card was, the other card was the number 6 and it was harmony and intuition. So now we are at harmony and balance. All right. And card number 2 is Journey, Movement, Relocation, Travel. Pack your bags. The Journey card foretells upcoming travel or shift in location. It may be as simple as a vacation, a retreat, or class, or even a work-related trip. This card could also signal a move of residence or a job relocation. The upright position indicates that the plan should go off without a hitch. Still be clear about your motivations and mindful of logistics. All of life is a journey, and this card is telling you that you have some exciting and inspiring adventures ahead. So before I put time on the clock, I'll share what comes up for me with this card. So this healing journey, like I started at the top, it's drawn for the whole community. So the whole community will be using the Journey card. So what comes up for me is I shared that this journey started for me at 5 years old, but I also recognize that it's been like a roller coaster ride, and it's been times where there was no movement at all. So just learning to savor in the journey, looking that if I added this energy to how I cope, deal, and heal, that it would remove anxiety, that I would be able, it would just get the blockage of all these stories out of my head. And actually, I'm even feeling clearer in just doing this today, showing up, being here with you guys. All of it is all part of what this card means to me. So what my life looks like is that I'm here, I'm with community, I'm being my purpose, which is cope, dealing, and helping others cope, deal, and heal. So I'm on the journey, and that road looks lit up and very appealing and very ethereal is the word, I believe. Ethereal? Yeah, so I'm gonna put time on the clock. We'll take a minute and a half and share what your life could be like if you added this to your CDHing. Let's start.
Oh, okay, it's my go. Hi, this is Teresa. Hey, Sister Jaimie.
Not
How you
yet.
doing? Oh, I'm
Journaling.
sorry.
Teresa, we're journaling now.
That's all right. She'll be my first up. Have a minute left. Maybe seconds left. Five seconds left. That is time. Sister Teresa, I believe I heard and felt your beautiful energy in there.
Well, this is so awesome because I've been thinking about moving to Georgia and I've been afraid to move to Georgia because of um wondering like how would I get around and do different things. So it's like it just came up again and I'm like, okay, Teresa. So I just have to just start packing. But it also talks about just having a journey of traveling, just in my life, not just traveling, but just in areas of, with my job, with my business. So it's like it just gives me like a place of hope because I've been dealing with so much different things the last month. And so like sometimes well, I felt like, it was just I was stuck, but I'm not stuck. I'm just part of my healing journey. And so, I've been angry about what's going on because I just feel like why so much stuff got to be happening, but just gave me a sense of peace, So there's times when I just do sit and just watch TV. Like it seems like it might appear to be nonsense to me, but there's times when watching the TV just kind of helps me like get away from all of the stuff that I'm dealing with. So the TV is like a healing part, which might be weird to someone else, but it just feels because it's like even when I do try to work, I'm not able to work because my mind is just so combowed by so many different things. So, the just what I could also say is that just instead of being angry about the journey, but just enjoy the journey. So switching the mindset of what I'm dealing with and just realize that, this is part of my journey and I'm going to be just fine. And I'm so glad to see you. You look
Thank
wonderful.
you. It's a pleasure. I love that. And Georgia is definitely willing to have you. And sometimes, we tell ourselves that things are undoable, but they're doable. I'm here with a car down and I'm still getting around and I'm still getting things done. So we can still make it happen, sis. So you are welcome to come on down and ask any questions. And I love that you're able to recognize that there are things that we have to sometimes do to disappear. So sometimes that the nonsense TV or the different terms that we use today, sometimes those are places to escape where, not necessarily the drama TV, but just sort of the sci-fi, the things like that. Yeah, I love that. It's a reminder to trust the process. That is another thing that card can definitely do. And yeah, it's just the journey is amazing when you allow it to be. It has good days and bad days, and it really is a matter of what do we have in place to actually cope, deal, and heal through it all. Do we have any questions or any other shares or hands up, Kinyo Fu or Coach Cheryl?
So Zakia says travel and movement are essential to my existence. I'm driven to experience the world. And Charmaine says, I'm on a healovistic journey, living my purpose. And I could add that that exciting adventure ahead, that's my underlining theme that keeps me moving. It's like I'm just floating through life. I'm guiding my direction, but the floating allows me not to be so grounded in judgment, so, of what is not happening. Like it's a good feeling, and it's a good reminder to keep that going, because although I see it in the general, in the big picture, there's those smaller pictures where I get caught up.
Beautiful. So I love that. One of my other tools is practicing non-attachment and releasing expectations. That has definitely drastically helped me in that area of learning how to enjoy the journey in the process. Yeah, I am here. I didn't realize you were here, to Z. I am in Decatur, where it's great is what they tell me it's called. I would definitely share a little bit more after that. We have one more activity, and then we will have an open floor to discuss. I will fill you guys in on my tarot cards and answer any questions that you may have. All right, so if I can get...
It looks like Z is in Decatur also.
There's what?
Z is in Decatur also.
Oh, wow. Probably around the corner. Decatur is kind of big. It's sort of like would I say it's like Brooklyn? No, it's probably more like the Bronx or something. I don't know. Let me stop trying to compare Atlanta to New York. But yeah, it's pretty big. I hope we're close to each other. I'll definitely be in contact. So community, if I could have you guys, whatever is the most card that I end up, the most deck that I get the responses for in the next minute or so will be the deck that I'll pull a card from. So do you guys want it pulled from the Goddess Guidance deck or the Archangel Oracle decks? So the Archangel Oracle deck says, archangels are very powerful, wise, and loving gods who can motivate and heal you in miraculous ways. This deck of 45 oracle cards will familiarize you with the archangels and help you invoke them and answer some important life's questions. And the goddesses are angelic, powerful, loving beings who want to help you with every part of your life. Each card gives you a specific message about how you can improve your life, health, relationship, finances, career, and spiritual path. I'm being pulled to this one, so I'm gonna say this one. And Kenyofu, once you have enough responses that we can tell which deck is the prominent, can you let me know?
Well, the choices are coming in slow. I'm tallying them on my two hands. So I have 3 for archetype, 2 for goddess. Okay, now we're tied. 3 for goddess, 3 for archetype.
No, this is Teresa. I changed mine to goddess.
Okay, so what does that mean? We got 2 for archetype, 3 for goddess.
Sounds like goddess is it. We're gonna go with goddess. We'll go with goddess, and don't worry, there will be some offers, and whoever are the lucky recipients, you will get to pick your deck. All right, so with this card, we are gonna look at how adding this to your toolbox can transform the current way you cope, deal, and heal. So what you already know and have shared and looked at and explored, if you added this to the toolbox, how could it transform your way? That's your CBH. Yeah, that's what post model.
Can you repeat that, Jaimie? I think the sound of the cards drowned out your voice.
Actually, no worries. I didn't say much yet. I'm gonna give the question again. And I do want to share how how just interesting this is. I pulled this card on Sunday night. I pulled a goddess card to see what I needed to prepare for this session. And I have thrown a card in there. You saw me shuffle them, and the same card came up again. So what we're doing with this card is we are adding this to our toolbox and looking at how it could transform the current way we CDH. So how adding this card to your toolbox, could it transform the current way you CDH? And the card that I pulled is Siege, Goddess Siege, and it means quiet time. And it says, take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. And this is what the card looks like here. All right, and I will read the definition. Siege, quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. The message from Siege is, shh, dearest one, quiet your mind, breathe, and let go of words, worry, and plans. Go into that place of silence deep within you, that vortex of peace where the world doesn't enter. Now is the time to retreat in silence and spend time alone. I'll lovingly help you rejuvenate and recenter yourself. Don't try to make any decisions now. Just allow your mind to be at rest. You'll know soon enough when it's time to take action. But for now, quiet your mind and rest. Various meanings of this card can be go on a retreat, listen more, talk less, avoid loud noise and sounds, meditate, surrender mind chatter to heaven. Know that you are more sensitive to noise now. About Siege, the Gnostic goddess Siege is considered to be the great silence or void from which all creation sprang. Siege reminds us that words create duality and that in silence we find our true origin and self. Quiet is omnipresent power that gives birth to wisdom, just as the Gnostics hold that Siege is the mother of Sophia, the goddess of wisdom. Siege teaches that our roots are in the silent void of the universe and that it's important for us to reconnect with silence regularly. All right, and I am going to give you 2 minutes to journal on this, and I'm going to also read the definition again while you're journaling. Do we have any questions or anything before I start the clock, Kenyofu? Oh, okay, perfect. I'm going to start the clock now. Siege, quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. Shh, dearest one, quiet your mind. Breathe and let go of words, worry, and plans. Go into that space of silence deep within you, that vortex of peace where the world doesn't enter. Now is the time to retreat in silence and spend time alone. I'll lovingly help you rejuvenate and recenter yourself. Don't try to make any decisions. Just allow your mind to be at rest. You'll know soon enough when it's time to take action. But for now, quiet your mind and rest. Quiet is omnipresent power that gives birth to wisdom. Thirty seconds left. Seconds. Okay, and that is time. And I'll start by sharing and modeling that if I added this card to my toolbox and how it, if I added this card to my toolbox, how it could transform my time. So we shared a lot about, TV came up quite a few times in this conversation today. And I'm thinking because it is probably one of my biggest guilty pleasures. And it does just that. It keeps noise always in my background, and it doesn't really allow me to center my thoughts and be within integrity in the area of preparedness and creation. So that's what could definitely be transformed. The amount that I create, what I create would all be elevated, and the energy that goes into that would be elevated as well. Do we have any hands? Anyone that would like to share on what quiet time could give to them?
Yeah, so some comments in the chat, and then Catherine Sweetness' hand is up. I'm not sure if she's going to answer this part of the question because her hand was up before. But let me read the chat. I am a certified meditation coach. Meditation and mindfulness have been key to how I cope. This is from Amelia. I don't know that I said that. Meditation and mindfulness have been key to how I cope, deal, and heal with my life. Most recently, I decided to pause from work to spend more time in stillness as I wait to hear what direction Spirit wants my life to go in. I realize I have been given the nuggets, yet not fully accepting where I am meant to serve. Maybe too sacred, maybe too scared to fully surrender to God's purpose for me. Charmaine says, thank you, Spirit, for confirmation. I'm being quiet and patient, waiting on the right time while loving me. And Teresa says, I submit to this card. And my ad is that, yep, I get to be quiet and be okay with it. 3 hands up, 4 hands are up now. So Catherine Sweetness.
I commit also. I surrender and I commit. My hand was up earlier because I was identifying with what the facilitator was speaking as far as attaching myself to things and also people, and that being helpful, spending energy to release. Like the children came through me, they don't belong to me. So, me holding on to the children and whatever comes through the children is not as beneficial and helpful and high vibrational as I used to think. So that's what my hand was up before about. And then the quietness, as I said, I've been drawn to the monk's way of being, just like real simple. I don't need a really big refrigerator if I only have a little bit of things and it's just me. And just recognizing when the noise stops and I'm in control of the noise. That's what I was laughing with myself about, because I turn on the TV. No one comes in my room and turn the TV on. I turn it on and I'm like, I can't stop this noise. I can't stop this mind chatter. And then the spirit was like, well, you got it all going on. So, to be still, what I'm going to get from embracing the messages from the universe is I'm going to get the peace that I prayed for back in 1992. That long. Yeah, I prayed for peace in my life. So I'm going to get that. That's what I'm going to get.
Shay, it's such an honor to meet you on your journey. And I'm like, because that's what comes up for me. I'm like, so I definitely see that invite there again to release judgment, because it's all just part of the journey. And 1995 till today, you're still here. You're getting to get your transformation while you said the children that come through you and the ones that come through them. Look at that. You're learning these lessons. And to me, that's cope, dealing, and healing, when we can change the pattern and the trajectory of the energy in our family. Oh, it's amazing. Yes, Sister Sophia. Hey, honeys, definitely need quiet time. Hey, Teresa, what comes up for you in regards to the quiet time?
First of all, Sweetness got in my business about the children. I have to release what the children is doing. That is so true. That has been haunting me for the last month about the child. So thank you, Sister Sweetness, for that, getting my business. What I realized is that I have been going through stuff with my son and different things, and I've been seeking out people. And when I'm talking to them, I'm getting an attitude. But what I realized is that I just don't need to talk to nobody. I just need to talk to God, universe, ancestors, and just, spend time with myself. Because like certain people, I've been having like a really attitude, and I'd be wanting like, I don't want to hear that shit, and I don't say that, but that's how I be feeling. So I'm not really being real, because I just need to just be quiet and just have this time. And then I've been like, well, certain things are not happening, but I got to trust the process, because things have been so much provided for me, even whatever I think I'm not doing, the way it's being made. So thank you. Thank you. This has been so healing for me, because I have been going through a lot, because I didn't understand what was going on. And just hearing these words was just like you just pulled like a healing balm onto my spirit, into my mind, to my body, and to my soul. And I appreciate you very, very much.
You're so welcome.
Everyone who spoke tonight, thank y'all so much today, rather.
Sister Teresa, something that always sticks with me in regards to you is that you are so committed to this leg of your journey, and how you show up in all the spaces and places. And don't worry, it's shifting, it's moving something, it is expanding you, it is growing you. Just continue to do what you're doing. And the journey, there was a time that my seeking peace and groundedness, I thought it was unattainable. It felt so far away. But through doing the work, through taking different trainings, through investing in myself, through pouring into myself, and through showing up for myself, I have finally landed in a place that I can say, and I can testify and testimony and say it is attainable. So sis, just keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. That's right. Yes, Stacy, we are here breathing with you. Your community loves you, Teresa. And thank you for your vulnerability. Anyone else?
Yeah, Catherine's hand is up.
Okay. Bring her on up.
Can you join us on screen, Catherine? Awesome.
Hey, beautiful.
Hey,
Good morning, family. This is so beautiful conversation. I was driving earlier, and I couldn't put anything in the chat, but I wanted to share that I do accept that card. Yesterday, over the weekend, we experienced so many losses. In our Be the Tree family, we've experienced a loss of beloved sister Tanya Odom, Papa Jiwe, sorry, who's a community a leader. My grandmother-in-law transitioned, and then just yesterday afternoon, my cousin's husband transitioned. So I took a moment yesterday to just not do anything, just to be quiet. I had like a couple conversations on the phone, but I turned everything off. I laid myself down and I just was still, just to honor quietness, honor this life, honor this vessel, honor those who transitioned. And so that card was just like right on point. Uh, Sometimes we just need to just quiet everything. And fortunately, no one was in the house, so I didn't have anyone disturbing me, no kids running around. And then I just took a long drive by myself and just listened to the quiet. And just listened to the trees. So I appreciate you so much, sis, for, just reinforcing that I did the right thing and I used the tool that was available for me.
Shay, love you, sis. Thank you for popping in. All right.
And Stacy.
Hey, Stacy.
Grand Rising, how are you?
I'm well. Good to see you.
Everyone. So I did kind of everything together since I was like, all right, I have to catch up on the work. So we write all this stuff out. So what I got with coping, dealing, and healing, and then I was like, well, isn't coping dealing? Like when you look it up, it's like dealing with difficulty. Then I'm like, okay, just follow here, just follow and don't analyze. Just go ahead and see what comes up. So coping, dealing, and healing, and then when I did look up dealing, it was like taking measures concerning someone or something, or with the intention of putting something right. So I was like, okay, that's a little different than coping. So I was like, okay, but I think that we were speaking about whether it was masculine or feminine. So did I make that up, or was people just stating like if it was that?
So Danny Moe kind of compared it to the Holy Trinity, having coping being a feminine energy, dealing kind of being a masculine energy, and healing being the divine.
Okay, so that's the way that it came. Okay, so for me, I put the masculine because I didn't know what. So I put masculine is coping. So that's what I used. I said for coping because that's like hey, I'll just deal with it. Like I thought of men, or just like, hey, I'll just deal with it. Like even if it's like not getting the healing and going deep, like I'll deal with it. So I thought of that as the masculine. Dealing with, I put as the feminine, because that was like taking actual measures to do something about it. Or that also can be masculine too. They could probably be even interchangeable, actually. And then when I thought of healing, what came up for me was taking measures. So what I had all of this around was me working out, me getting the personal trainer, me working out. And then, so all of it landed for me with the healing part, taking measures, like I'm regarding my body, therapies, occupational therapy, physical therapy, acupuncture, and elevating my diet, mobility, etc. So the healing also came the divine. So when I thought of healing, I was like, okay, that's the divine. I also had it as both person. Now I was like, healing is the divine. And then healing my body through, so when journey, I wrote down journey, I believe that was one of the cards. I probably missed another one, journey and quiet time. So I'm not sure which one I missed, but what I jotted down was journey. And I was like, travel, okay, like I actually do, when I travel, a lot of times it is for healing. I go somewhere so I can just go heal, or I'm just like, this is where I'm going. I'm going to, if it's even the beach, or if it's out the country, like whatever it is, it's like, oh no, there's an intention on, I'm going to heal. So when I thought of it now, like within my body and this journey, this is the journey of me healing my body. So I was like, no, this is the journey. And actually started yesterday. I had my first session yesterday, and quiet time I put is part of healing. And the part that I got from quiet time was I had to be quiet in order to hear the divine actually tell me the other day when I was in quiet time, go make a post on Facebook and ask the community if they know somebody who's a personal trainer who deals with that. And I was like, Okay, I'll do it later. And the spirit was like, no, you're gonna go put that now because I don't ask for help. So I probably drew a card earlier that was just like, ask for help. And the cards, they always like, ask for help. And I'm like, fine, I guess that's asking for help. So when I put it out there, I was like, I'm asking for help, God, I'm doing it. So that was the quiet time that came in to do that. And then I got responses from people that same day, maybe in a few hours. So then that healed up and it started yesterday. So that was yeah, that's my whole CDH my and card. So thank you.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. All right.
Yes, some stuff in the chat. So Safia says, quiet time was suggested to me a few days ago. My body, my mind, my spirit feels like transformation is happening, and I'm not taking the time to sit with it. I'm sorry, to sit with it without judgment. My mind is consistently going. I need quiet time to feel renewed. Name says, last week I was told by a pastor 3 times that I need to be patient, which connects to this collective reading. Thank you, Bestie. And prayers for Catherine. I said, I think both male and female energies are involved in CDH. It's internal and external work that goes into that creation.
Yeah, I totally agree with both assessments of it. So Stacy, before you came in at the top, I did share that coping and dealing are very interchangeable. And that I kind of look at it like in a level of the energy and the intensity, in the intentionality that we're putting in place. So coping is kind of like coasting and dealing with it, but then dealing with it is taking it up another notch, like, because that is like similar to handling or managing something. So, and then the healing is actually that end goal. So really the part of the plan that you would be living into. You guys, this was an amazing, amazing, amazing conversation today. This is not the last time. This is the first time that I'm here speaking about CDH, but it is not the last time. I will be back next Tuesday, definitely having another conversation around CDH. And by the time we're done, we will be leaving with a plan and some tools, and we will use cards again and play with the tarot a little bit more. And it has been an absolute honor. Does anyone have any questions for me before I bid you farewell today? I will be sharing all information at the end. I'm not supposed to put my hand. I was told it looks like
Well, really quickly, I have a quick question. You said who about CDH? Is there an author or is there a person who, I think you mentioned the name and I didn't get it.
No, so CDH is just my purpose in life is to help others cope, deal, and heal. So CDH is just my acronym for coping, dealing, and healing, and the exploration of it.
So do you teach people? Do you have a school where you teach what you're doing?
Not yet, but it is all a work in progress. This is part
Okay.
of my journey in that area.
Okay. Well, I would like to talk with you. I'm gonna call you and talk to you about something I could get you
Okay.
on together. Okay.
Definitely. I was getting ready to say, Coach Cheryl just dropped my information in the chat. Anyone is welcome to reach out through any way. You can DM me on Instagram, you can text message me, or you can email me. Any of those 3 methods will work. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. This, for those of you on the line that are part of the Be the Tree program or may know anything about it, one of the things that we do in that program is help people find their purpose. And I've gotten very clear on mine, and this is part of my purpose. So there will be many more workshops to come that will always deal with CDH. So I may need to trademark that term. Thank you, everybody. It has been an honor to be here with the Woo community. I can't believe that you guys are up to day 678. It has been absolutely amazing. All right, so community, I am putting out a special offer. So for 4 participants, 1 person from FB, the first person from FB to email me. So in the title, just put FP, FB, CDH, and the first person that gets an email, and then the Zoom participants that are in places 6, 7, and 8 will receive a complimentary 15-minute tarot card reading and consultation. Oh, you're so welcome, Laura. I missed your face today. You're definitely someone that I know from this community and all of our other communities. It's always a pleasure to see you. And you guys have until 10:31 to reach out to me. When you reach out to me, I will then send you a link to book your session, okay? So 3 people, you get your 15-minute tarot card reading and consultation. And once the 3 names are chosen for 6, 7, and 8, you guys can let me know if you accept the offer.
I have your 3 names.
Okay.
They are Catherine, Charmaine, and Deborah. So please come off of mute and share your.
I'm laughing over here. I accept. It's your bestie.
I have to get in there.
Catherine and Deborah.
Yes, thank you. I accept.
That's Deborah?
Yes.
Okay, Catherine? Catherine.
Is it, yeah, I was gonna say which Catherine.
Oh, I'm sorry, Catherine. What's your last name? Catherine Valley Hall.
Ted Alarm 950 car.
Sorry.
Oh, and Bali. I accept.
All right, Catty cat.
All righty.
Right, and I will be checking my email very shortly and keeping my eye on the Facebook thread. And there's my contact info. All right, there is my contact info for those of you who would like to reach out. I look forward to hearing from you all. Thank you all. It was an honor. Thank you so much. You guys are the absolute best.
All right. So thank you, Jaimie. I totally appreciated this this session. This y'all don't. I don't know if y'all know this, but this is Jaimie's first time, very, very first time. I said it, first time on Zoom. I think she did a wonderfully exemplary job. So with that said, give her what she showed you that she can give you. There's many ways for you to show that, and financial exchange is one of the ways. And here we are at the Love Offering and Donations page, an opportunity for you to give Jaimie thanks for what you've walked away with, what you are walking away with. So we were able to look into the past, into the present, and into the future to create and divine. So here we have Zelle and QuickPay, SOWleadershipdevelopment@gmail.com. We have Cash App, $ Spirit of a Woman. The link for Cash App will be dropped in the chat, and the code that you're using is 678JM. That's the code for today's session. So please give back to Jaimie. And I also want to let you know that we have monthly offerings. You can do this. You can, in addition to giving to Jaimie, you can also give to Woo on a monthly basis and create a number that works for you. So that number could be $25 a month, $50 a month, $75 a month, or $100 a month. Whatever it is, whatever works with your budget. The link is dropped in the chat, so you can use that link. It's a bit.ly link. And general format is bit.ly/Woo Love, and then the number 25, 50, 75, or 100. And that's a set it and forget it situation. Jaimie, would you like to share who's up next?
Sure. So up next tomorrow, we have my sister, Sam Renee, and she will be speaking with you about the topic from exposure to exponentially paid. She's gonna help you get some money, honey. All right. And up Thursday, we are bringing into fall with Yogisha, Stacy McLean. And I hope you guys will all be there.
Thank you. Yeah, so now I like to say, give a shout out to any new members that's in the space, whether you're in Zoom or in Facebook. So if you're out there, let us know, drop it in the comment, in the chat, I'm new. And let Woo surround you with love and appreciation for you being here. And I want you to know that this is, we're here for you 5 days a week. So do come back. Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, you can find us from 7 o'clock to 8:30. Those are our long days. And Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 7:30. Those are our short days. Either way, you're up at whatever time you need to get up to be in the space at 7 o'clock in the morning. And we're here on Zoom, but also streaming live on Facebook. If you want support in getting up or reminding what day of the week we are here, you can sign up right now to get Woo alerts. So that means, how do you sign up? You open up your text. If you haven't done this already, type in 74121 in the telephone number section. And then in the comment section, type Woo Nation and press send. And that's another set it and forget it situation. You will receive a message, a text message saying who's presenting, and at about 6:30, you'll get that message. And then you can join us. They'll also have the link.
Woohoo, welcome newbies.
We have, so thanks. Okay, so newbies are dropping in the chat. That's lovely. We have swag. So if you haven't been to the site already, go to the site. There's stuff there for you. There's stuff there for friends of yours that you might want to give a gift. And holidays are upcoming, gift giving holidays, as well as birthdays are all the time, all year round. And there's also people who you just love and want to share with. bit.ly/Woo Swag. You can go there and get your choice of one or all, thermos, mug, laptop sleeve, bag, journal, mask, t-shirts, sweatshirts, colors, sizes. You choose bit.ly/Woo Swag. That's dropped in the chat as well. And we ask that you stay in touch. So there's a couple of things to do if you haven't done already. One, sign up on the email list. bit.ly/Wake Up Movement will get you there, so that we have a new lineup every week. And if you're on the email list every week, you have to sign up every week, then you will be one of those people to receive the email, so as you know what there is to know. And we have a Facebook page. We have two, in fact. One is private, one is public. And the private page is where we are streaming live now. So if you want to catch us on Facebook, let's say tomorrow you're not able to join in Zoom, but you can catch Facebook. You're not going to be able to do that if you do not sign into our page. So do that so you can be prepared for that day when that day comes, and you don't have to miss a session. If you're unable to make it at live, then you can catch the replay. So you don't want to miss that as well. We have the public page is the fan page. So you can go there, bit.ly/Woo Nation, uppercase Woo Nation, and hit like. You can also find us on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual, and YouTube, bit.ly/Woo on YouTube. And we have an email address, info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. If you have a comment, thought, suggestion, or experience that you'd like to share with us, we'd like to hear. With that, I am complete, and I'm going to ask each one of you to unmute yourselves and give Jaimie a wonderful love shower.
Thank you,
Thank
Jamie.
you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Jamie,
so
for the
much
great
for your
Jamie.
time,
presentation.
your energy, and
Good
your
job,
Appreciate this
Jamie.
energy.
session. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
It was
Appreciate y'all.
amazing,
I just want
Jamie.
to say,
You,
let's
Thank
move
best
you
forward,
sister.
everybody.
Love you,
so
love you,
Continue to
love
stay
you.
much.
Thank you.
This was
Thank
Great
amazing.
session,
Mortified.
everybody.
morning. I
Thank
love
Amazing.
you,
y'all. And let's
Mwah.
continue to be
Kenyofu.
lovers of self.
Love y'all.
Love
It's
you,
Love
Miss
one
amazing to
another.
see
J.
y'all. Love
Thank you,
y'all.
Admin.
Let's
Love
Thank
move
you.
forward,
everyone. That was
everybody.
so amazing, Sister Jamie.
Love and
Thank you for everyone who
namaste.
came and spoke your
Y'all,
words
tomorrow,
of encouragement. So love. So
Thursday.
much love. So much love. So much love.
y'all
Love
are the
y'all.
best. And
Mwah. Love it.
I will expound on the high next week when I return next Tuesday. Thank you, Adam. I
Love
appreciate
y'all.
I appreciate you guys'
Welcome, lover.
energy.
Mwah.
And I will see you guys next week.
Who's the winners? Or you'll just send them an email?
It's Catherine, Charmaine, and Deborah. And let me see if anyone emailed from Facebook yet. Yep, Catherine Sweetness.
Go, Catherine. The Catherines is in the house.
Catherine, you were hedging your bet on both sides.
Go, Catherine.
I'm sorry, hold up. Catherine Sweetness
Yeah,
is
she was on
so
Zoom.
Facebook.
She was no.
So someone else.
I'm like, I sent an email. Did you get my email? Probably maybe somebody beat me.
No.
Okay.
That was for people that was on Facebook, y'all, not in the chat.
All right. Okay, got you. So Stacy, but you're here. So does that count?
No.
Sweetness is over here too.
She wasn't Facebook. She's here. So I don't know. Who else do you have?
Y'all cheating. Y'all cheating. Come on, Woo.
No, it's whoever's in the
Hedging their
space. What are you
bets.
talking about? Whoever's
All
in
right.
here.
I don't
That's
have
what she
anyone
said,
from
y'all.
I don't have anyone from Facebook yet.
Family,
anyway,
she said
she'll
whoever
let
was
us
on
know.
Facebook sent her email and she called 678, which was
Oh,
Catherine.
okay. Whoever's in
Y'all
Facebook.
brains got a little
Got
mixed
it.
up, y'all. That's all.
Okay. So I'm not
Yes.
trying to cheat now. All right.
No, they not trying to cheat y'all. They don't cheat. That's
All
not what
right,
they
you
do.
guys
Love
out
y'all.
in Facebook land, you still have an opportunity to email me.
And then if you don't get anyone, choose from those two.
I definitely will.
Wow, you look great in that red, Kenyofu. All right. Peace and love.
Thank you.
Y'all love my Woo family.
Absolutely.
Ashe.